Having mental illness really sucks. I've been diagnosed at 14 with severe depression and at 27 with schizoaffective. I don't know if anybody else does. I figured I'd make a video on mental illness. It tends to be rough to deal with. I'm going to go with constant changing of medications, going to therapy. A lot of the time it seems like it doesn't really help much or very little. It's pretty life altering and can ruin everything for you. If you don't get proper treatment either, that doesn't help. I've been in a lot of places where I didn't get good treatment, so I figured to just put this one out there for that other people that might be dealing with mental illness too. Really sucks. It's a curse. I don't know why people glorify it, like from Hollywood, and people think that it's a great thing to have mental illness, and it's like romanticized and glorified. It's really not. It's a curse, and it's not really good to have. Plus, with the stigma that society throws at mentally ill people, and once you have that diagnosis label, you're screwed, pretty much. Nobody's going to really take you seriously, and people are always going to misjudge you and a lot of times treat you like crap if they find out you have a mental illness. So it's best to try to go under the radar with that, because it's not a good thing to. You can't really have a mental illness pride thing, because there's no pride in having it. There really isn't. It's the most retarded thing I've ever seen. People glorify mental illness like with characters like Harley Quinn and the Joker and shit, and Hollywood tends to really make it seem what it isn't, and it's the most stupid shit I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, it's not good if you don't get proper treatment, and you end up being with bad therapists or counselors or psychologists. That doesn't help either, and it just makes you want to walk away. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, trying to find the right proper treatment. It can ruin relationships. It can ruin everything in your life. You have to try to not let it, but it's very hard to deal with. I don't like hearing voices either. Sometimes I hear voices of people that I know, and sometimes I hear voices of people I don't know, and sometimes I have slight visual hallucinations when I'm really stressed. I don't like it's too much. It's very taxing on the brain, I found out too. And that people with mental illness need more brain nutrients, so that because it's taxing on the brain. And it's I found a lot of other things too. I found out that CBD from the pot plant helps. Not so much the THC, because it can aggravate the piss out of your conditions. Like with me, it ramps up my paranoia if I do weed. I mean, I still like to do it, but it's just... I can't do it that much. It tends to mess with me, so... But yeah, people are lucky that they don't have mental illness. They don't have it. They have no idea how lucky they really are. It's a curse. I'm going to tell you right now, it's a fucking curse to have mental illness. It's not a good thing at all. It's really not. I don't know why people think think it is. Because I've actually heard people out there say they want mental illness. They'd actually want it. And really, I'd give you what I got to deal with every day since I was diagnosed. I'd give it to all you out there for a year, and then see how you'd want to, and then see if you'd still want it. Try the rest of your life, and people can't handle the mood swings or the personality changes either, and they really shit on you for that. So I don't know if anyone else has mental illness that might see this, but if you do and this helps, hearing me as my testimony of having mental illness, then you're not alone out there, even though a lot of the times we are left alone to our own devices and conditions, and society and the system doesn't really give a shit about us. It just seems like they pretend to, and they just put patchwork jobs on and patronize the shit out of you, and basically stuff like that. There is treatment out there, but there should be better treatment. I had someone tell me that basically if you have mental illness and you're in the US, you're fucked. You're not going to hardly get any good treatment, and you're just going to be left to fend for yourself and thrown to the wolves. And police, they're worse too. Don't stay the fuck away from them if you can, man. Don't get Baker acted either. It's the worst and most humiliating fucking thing, and they cuff you too like a common criminal. So they treat you like a criminal too, pretty much. So if you can help it, try not to get Baker acted or sectioned. Voluntary or involuntary, it's the same thing pretty much. So that's it on this one.